Now, as somebody who has played Call of Duty Zombies for close to 20 years now, dating all the way back to the World at War days, I feel like I have a little bit of an opinion about what I think the golden era of Call of Duty Zombies was. Now, of course, on your screen right now, you're watching me play Black Ops 7. Personally, I believe Black Ops 7 might be the closest thing we've gotten in the modern Call of Duty era, pretty much anything from Modern Warfare 2019 until today, to the golden age of Black Ops Zombies. Now, what is the golden age of Black Ops Zombies? And remember, this is just my opinion. Everyone's going to have a different opinion of what they think the best era of Call of Duty Zombies is. This is just what I think made the most fun and most memorable experience for myself. To me, that era was Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And I think that's a fairly popular opinion across the Call of Duty Zombies community. Most people rank Call of Duty Black Ops 3 as the best entry in the series, hands down. Now, that's not to say that that game didn't have its own faults. It introduced a highly predatory microtransaction system in Gobblegums. It created some of the most convoluted and complex Easter eggs that we've ever had to solve. It had a couple of let-down maps in some people's opinions, ones that aren't totally replayable, but if you ask me for my opinion, which is what this entire video is, I think every map in that game was fantastic. And it started to stray away from what a lot of people called classic zombies, the Call of Duty World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 era, where things were a little bit less goofy, still a little bit more grounded. But for a lot of the faults that Black Ops 3 had, I truly do think it is one of the best, if not the best experience that Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies has had in the past 2 decades. And for reference, I'm counting everything and anything between Call of Duty World at War and today, Call of Duty Black Ops 7. That means Call of Duty Ghosts and their extinction mode. That means Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare if you want to count Spaceland Zombies and Exo Zombies for that matter. I'm counting all of them. Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, everybody in between. Even including every single developer through every single game and every iteration of the mode, Black Ops 3 in my opinion is the best it has ever been. And why is that? Why was Black Ops 3 the best? Well, there's a few reasons, I think. One is that I think the map design is some of the best that they've ever done. Now, of course, you can't ignore maps like Origins, Mob of the Dead, Nocturne Toten, Kino der Toten, the most memorable and most nostalgic maps for a lot of people because they're the maps that a lot of people got introduced to the mode in. But if you ask me for my favorite maps in all of Zombies history, I'm going to have probably some controversial takes. I'm a huge fan of Call of the Dead because I like that snowy atmosphere, hence why I'm also a really big fan of one of the most popular maps in the entire community, Der Eisendrache. I also think Zetsubo no Shima and Gorod Krovi are some of the best maps in all of Call of Duty Zombies. And if you tell somebody that Zetsubo no Shima is your favorite map, you might get ostracized from the community. But there's nothing like the atmosphere that was built in every Black Ops 3 map. Shadows of Evil, Der Eisendrache, Gorod Krovi, Zetsubo no Shima, they all had phenomenal atmosphere, they had great map design, they had phenomenal story behind them, and they had really fun Easter eggs to play and really fun Easter egg hunts to be involved in as a community member. A lot of what I think made the best Call of Duty Zombies experience was the experience itself. The memories that I made with friends playing these maps, the experience I had watching my favorite YouTubers and streamers try to find these Easter eggs during multi-day long hunts, and the experience I had waiting and hyping up every single map along the way. Even that massive dry spell that we had waiting for Gorod Krovi to come out, where we started picking at crumbs from every new tweet that Treyarch put out about any update the game would have had. Now, of course, it's easy to have nostalgia about the game that you played in high school, and it's really easy to say that that one's your favorite one. That's what everyone's going to do, the one that they played the most and the one they had the most time invested into. But I think if you ask a lot of people around the community, Black Ops 3 might be everybody's favorite. For the most part, I'd say it's probably a 90% share that most people say Black Ops 3 is the best Zombies experience. And I'm talking a lot about Black Ops 3 because I need to preface what the experience of Black Ops 7 means to a lot of people and what it means to me. Think about all the things that I've said so far about Black Ops 3. Good experience, good map atmosphere, good community engagement. That's all the same kind of stuff that we're getting in Black Ops 7 right now. And that's why I don't think it's an unpopular opinion to say that Call of Duty Zombies might be back. We've been in a little bit of a dark age for the past few games. Black Ops Cold War and Black Ops 6 made a lot of fundamental changes to the way the game mode is played to make it more friendly to casual players and Warzone players to try to attract a broader audience to the third mode in Call of Duty. And honestly, in my opinion, I think a lot of the things that they introduced aren't that great for the mode. And I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. A lot of people don't like the new point system. A lot of people don't like the tooltips and HUD that's been introduced, the mini-map that you're forced to have on your screen, although with Black Ops 7 you can disable some of these HUD elements, so they're learning the error of their ways and they're helping people bring back that classic experience. But I also don't like the new health system and the armor system, bringing score streaks, kill streaks. It feels like I'm playing a special version of Warzone that has zombies in it, and it happens to be kind of mirroring some of the maps that I remember from Black Ops 1. They did a bit of nostalgia bait at the beginning of Cold War by putting Nocturne and Toten in as a remade and revisioned version of the map. And for a player like me that's been chasing after that nostalgia high for the past 10 years, waiting for somebody to do something similar to that Black Ops 3 Zombies Chronicles experience, I just wasn't buying it. It didn't feel like I was playing Nocturne and Toten. It didn't feel like I was playing classic zombies. It felt like I was playing Warzone that happened to have an interesting POI I remember because it looks kind of familiar to that thing I played 15 years prior. But Black Ops 7 isn't doing that. It's not treating us like we're stupid. It's not treating us like we're a bunch of nostalgia-chasing idiots. Black Ops 7 really does feel like it's designed to go back to the core of the mode. The maps feel interesting again. The Easter egg hunts are more experiential and more community-driven. Cursed mode might be one of the coolest things that they've done in years, bringing back the old point system and removing the ability to drop in with a loadout so you automatically have an assault rifle in the first 5 seconds of the game. The Black Ops 7 experience really does feel like Treyarch and Activision, for that matter, are trying to bring back that classic experience because they see the dip in player base, they see the lack of engagement from the community, because they're trying to pander to the wrong audience. They're trying to bring in players that have no interest in zombies, and they're losing the core fan base that's been with it all along. So that's why I think Black Ops 7 is really bringing back that golden age of zombies. And if they manage to do a good job with the final DLC map that's going to come out in about a month and a half's time from now, this might be the second best zombies game that there is. And that's a controversial take because a lot of people will say, well, what about Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2? And I think they're great games isolated on their own, but I don't know if they stand up to that experience that Black Ops 3 might have had. Is anyone really a huge fan of the 2-hit down system? Maybe some of the more hardcore players, but to me, I like the game to be a little bit more mindless, but not so easy that I can just shut down and turn on a chopper gunner and turn my brain off. And yes, I am talking about you, Black Ops Cold War. For instance, take the newest map, Kawakujo. Even though it had a controversial ending to the Easter egg hunt, it was also one of the longest Easter egg hunts that we've had in nearly a decade. The community was the most engaged I've seen them in a really long time, and a lot of people that previously completely disconnected from the mode came back because they saw a quirky, interesting, and unique new idea for a zombies map, something that really hadn't been done since Jason Blundell left around Black Ops 4. And Black Ops 4 carried its own myriad of controversies. It had terrible optimization, the maps were a little weird, people weren't really vibing with the Chaos storyline as much as they were with the classic Ultimus and Primus storyline, and for that matter, bringing the Victus crew back. It was an interesting game, to say the least. Nothing along the lines of Black Ops 3 in terms of memorability, but it wasn't the worst of the mode. It wasn't an Exo Zombies or something like that. But even with all of that, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 followed that same ethos that Call of Duty Black Ops 3 did. It had interesting maps, interesting storylines, and community-engaged Easter eggs. The three things I think really have the biggest impact on a memorable zombies experience. Because if you think back, the most memorable maps that everyone knows are the ones from World at War. The first time you loaded into Call of Duty Zombies and you were met with mystery. You were met with the complete unknown. You knew nothing and the community all tried to figure it out together. Now, there weren't massive Easter eggs back in that day, but these maps were interesting, they were new, they were fresh, they were unique, they weren't rehashing the last formula to work. And Black Ops 3 did that, and I think Black Ops 7 is doing a really good job of that so far. Totenreich is like nothing we've really seen since Call of the Dead or Der Eisendrache. Kawakujo is almost a Takeo version of Garad Krovi. Paradox Junction is probably the weakest map in the entire game, and even then it's a unique spin on the Nuketown Zombies experience, although a little lacking in map design. Astra Malorum, you're floating on a skull meteor in space. I mean, how cool is that? It might not be the most interesting map in the world gameplay-wise, but it is a phenomenal atmosphere and a really cool concept for a zombies map. Going back to that wacky, quirky, zany, kind of goofy zombies experience that made Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 3 so fun to play. Now, I'm doing a lot of rambling, so I want to get to my point here. Black Ops 7 has the same heart and soul in it that Black Ops 3 does. And if it ends off correctly with this final map, we might have an all-time great on our hands. Good maps, good community engagement, bringing classic players back into the fold, and bringing back the features that people liked about the original Zombies mode without overbloating it with Warzone mechanics unless you choose to turn them on. And that distinction, allowing you to choose the way you play the game, is allowing classic players to come back and experience it like they did 10, 15, 20 years ago. The ability to customize the mode to make it playable and enjoyable for your gameplay experience is giving Black Ops 7 the chance it needs to become one of the top 3 best Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies games that Treyarch has ever made. So what are your thoughts? Do you think Black Ops 7 is a new golden age for Black Ops Zombies, or do you think it's just another rehash of Black Ops 6 and Cold War and the new formula? Let me know. And I'm not going to be all sunshine and rainbows about the new Zombies. I do think it has its own faults. I'm going to make another follow-up video about what I think is wrong with Black Ops 7 and why it might not be one of the best entries in the series. Keep an eye out for that. If you like the style of commentary I'm doing, drop a like, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.